So, League of Legends is getting a new champion named Briar, and their reveal has already been causing quite a, let's say a ruckus, right? You know, there's a lot of, discourse going on about the splash art, but recently, we actually get to see, officially, what Briar's kit looks like, and we got this thing called the Champion Insight, which is usually just like a post that people make, from Riot saying, this is why we designed this way, this is what we were aiming for with this character, and I've read a bunch of these. Right? I've been playing League of Legends for a very, very long time. So trust me when I say, this has some of the most unhinged sentences I think I have ever read in any one of these, and I have to, like, share this with you. Even if you don't play League of Legends, I think you'll still get a really big chuckle out of this. So, Briar is a character, is basically just like an eternally hungry vampire made by a clan in Noxus. I'm not gonna get into it because I know that most people who watch this aren't like super big League of Legends people, but like, lore-wise, she was created to be hungry, essentially. That's what I get from this. And they spend a lot of paragraphs, like, wanting to really drill this in and be like, yeah, she's only hungry, her only thoughts are like, blood. Like, that's it, right? She's on 2 missions. She literally went out on 2 missions, right? And she was used by a clan, and she's so uncontrollable that, like, she failed both times because she was uncontrollable, and she killed too many other people. So, she's like a failed experiment vampire kind of girl. She go crazy. And she's got this big, like, pillory thing that she's, like, locked in. It actually looks really cool. It's, pretty unique. And so, then they did, like, this cinematic and stuff, and now we get to the real silliness. So, here's, like, a nice sketch page. Looks cool. And I have to... Okay. So, if Frenzy is bad for an assassin, how about putting it on a champion who is canonically bad at being an assassin? Gigabrain move. Gigabrain move. But she, she's got a pretty interesting kit. At one point, she had a revive, and, in League of Legends, everyone loves revives, right? Everyone loves revives, and thankfully they got rid of that. But this sentence is really funny. Her revive had an active use. The active was that she killed herself. She would do 1 million true damage to herself. But then the, passive would trigger her to resurrect and drain everybody. I really like how it's just, yeah, that ability had an active use. Kill yourself! It's so stupid. And then they say, so thankfully Briar's suicide self-revive wombo combo was quickly removed. What? And then we go... And then we go to the design. And, they have this, like, cool sketch. Cool. That's awesome. Kindle Jack, who's a person at Riot, took the idea of the pillory and ran with it, and they have a bunch of these like really cool like pose sketches of like different designs of the pillory. I like seeing the behind the scenes stuff of like all the different sketches they come up with, because I think that it's like, it's a nice interest in like, or not interest, it's a nice look behind the scenes of like, yeah, this is how they make champions and this is their process. It's cool, right? The nerd in me can't help but like get a little excited seeing this kind of stuff. But then we get to why they made the design like this, right? So I really wanted to create a visual design that communicated the metaphor of keeping her mind under control. It was sort of inspired by those diamond-tipped head braces that you get when you have neck surgery or something. Like, they're literally drilled into your head. But for Briar, it's not quite as gruesome as all that. So it's like, okay, got like a medical feel. I wonder what else in her design is influenced by a medical type of appeal, right? The way I wanted to visually communicate her personality is thus, her face and expression show a lot of eagerness and excitement, but her feet and stance communicate her hesitance and trepidation on entering the human world. And then her hands, restrained at the wrists, show her inner hunger. She just kind of is standing there, like, okay. At first glance, these details might not be something you pick up unconsciously, but on further study, it becomes clear that the position of the claw-like hands, the pigeon-toed feet, and eccentric face are all working together to communicate the main beats of the character. She just looks like she's about to kill me. Like, but okay. Oh, interesting. For her eyes, I was referencing real-world medical photos of cataracts. Oh, another medical thing. Because I wanted her eyes to give you the same sense of a full moon. I will say, the eyes are pretty cool. I do like how the eyes look. It's pretty cool. It's pretty unique. I think that definitely comes through in the design, and I don't think that he's just like spouting nonsense when he says this. It's a vampiric thing, sure, but also the romance of the full moon is generally a gothic thing. So she's got these kind of like milky white opaque eyes that make you look at the look at you the way the moon looks at us as it usually follows us home. Bit big idea, but okay. This is the one that made me spit out my ramen when I was eating it. It's kind of subtle, but with Briar's shape, I wanted to give her thicker legs and bottom half with a more petite upper body. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's horny bait. No, there is a reason. A medicinal reason, if you will. The idea here is that if she's actually made from blood, magic or living blood, she should be a little bit more bottom heavy, like an IV bag, or the shape of a droplet of blood. I don't know what blood bag or drop of blood looks like this. What are you saying? What are you saying?